Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy, B New. I'm coming at you on this Tuesday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know that the Los Angeles Lakers have been on a 2-game winning streak as of late, beating two of the better teams in the NBA, and that of the Milwaukee Bucks and, of course, the Minnesota Timberwolves. And as you all know, the Minnesota Timberwolves were without Rudy Gobert as well as Karl Anthony Towns, even though nobody feels sorry for the Lakers when they're down star players. So we are not going to do that for the Minnesota Timberwolves either, because the Lakers were in dire need of that victory. But Naz Reid played a very good game for Minnesota. I want to say he hit like 4 or 5 threes in the first half. He had like 21 points in the first half, but he only ended the game, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Naz Reid only ended the game with 26 points. So, the Lakers were able to slow him down a lot in that second half. And, of course, Anthony Davis. And I really don't want to focus this show on because all on that past game, just because I know it was a couple days late and $1 short because your boy was traveling, so I didn't get a chance to have any kind of reaction videos to that. So I'll do a small recap of both of those games. But I more so want to focus on what the Lakers are going to do as they move forward and what kind of chance do they have at securing a 6th seed, which to me is the goal for the Lakers to stay out of the play-in tournament, as that's where they found themselves in the past 2 years in a row. But kind of going back to what I was saying with the Minnesota game, Anthony Davis, monster game for Anthony Davis. I mean, 27 points, 25 rebounds. That's a stat that you really don't see. I think they said that was the first time since, I think, 2006, 2007, I want to say, since maybe Shaquille O'Neal played to, it was a stat line like that, or it might have been Dwight Howard in 2010. But at the end of the day, that is a crazy stat line for AD. He was able to go out and dominate that game. Of course, there was no Rudy Gobert and there was no Karl Anthony Towns. So this is the type of performance that we are going to need to see from Anthony Davis on tomorrow night when the Lakers take on none other than the Sacramento Kings. Now, that is going to be a very important game for the Lakers because we all know last week they dropped a game in Sacramento when they were up by 20 points in the first quarter, end up going down by 20 in the second quarter, and the rest, as we know now, is history. And, the Lakers, I think, got a good chance on the road if they can go out and play the way they played in the first quarter to be effective and to be able to pull out this victory, because it is going to be very important for them to do so in the standings. With Sacramento being ahead of them, then they can hand Sacramento a loss and give themselves a win. And at the current right now, at the current standings, I want to say that the Lakers and Sacramento have the same number of wins, but the Lakers have 2 more losses. So this would be a good chance for the Lakers to kind of get that changed around. And one thing that we do know as far as strength of scheduling right now, if you take a look at who's in front of the Lakers as far as strength of schedule, you got the Suns, actually, who have the toughest strength of schedule in the entire NBA. So that's, rough for them going throughout the rest of the season. So that'll be good for the Lakers. But, of course, the Suns were lucky last night. I won't say lucky because Kevin Durant did Kevin Durant-like things as they came back down by maybe 15 to 20 and ended up beating the Cavs on the road. Of course, Donovan Mitchell was not playing. So, of course, that favored the Suns. We need the Suns to get a couple more losses. They do have a very tough strength of schedule ahead. So we'll see what it pans out for them. But, of course, also in front of the Lakers, if you look at the Kings, they had the 7th hardest strength of schedule. The Pelicans had the 8th hardest. Golden State, the 23rd hardest, and Dallas, the 21st hardest. So Dallas, not so rough. Golden State, they're without Steph Curry right now. So, I just don't see Utah making an advance on them. I see Golden State probably finishing 10th, trying to go on the road to secure 8th spot. I'm thinking that it's going to be the Lakers in 7th, ultimately, and Golden State in 8th is the way I see it panning out as far as the end of the season. And I hate to say that for the Dallas Mavericks because a lot of people don't want to see Luka on the outside looking in. So it may just be Steph on the outside looking in. But I'll be damned if it be LeBron James and the Lakers on the outside looking in. Because if you look look over the past 15 games, the Lakers are 10-5 since inserting Rui Hachimura into the starting lineup. And there's a lot of other great stats that go along with this run. The Lakers since then have been very prolific on the offensive side of the ball. They've been 4th in points per game, 2nd in offensive rating in the entire league. They've been 1st in field goal percentage, 1st in points in the paint. And you have to realize that is how you win games, is point in the paint. I know everything is predicated on a 3-point line right now, but if you're scoring #1 in the NBA in points in the paint, that means you also are going to be getting to the free throw line, in which the Lakers have been doing that. Of course, a lot of people complain about that, but that goes to show you 1st in points in the paint means that you should be getting to the line. But as you look at it, the Lakers during this stretch of time of the past 15 games have only been 13th in the league in free throws attempted. So it's not like they've been the most, getting to the line the most like they have for the majority of the season within this past 15-game span. They've also been 9th in fast break points. A lot of that due to LeBron James and his passes to the length of the court, playing quarterback to Anthony Davis and to others. But if you take a look at another sample size, just going back to February, they've been 12-5 since February the 5th. If you go back to January the 7th, they've been 19-11 since then. If you go back to the last 30 games, you're talking about 19-11. That is not a bad record. That puts you 8 games over 500 if you go on that sort of pace. And you got to look at it. Their strength of scheduling, for the Lakers is rough for the next few games. But after they can take on Sacramento, take on Golden State, then their schedule will start to soften up just a little bit. And if you really just take a look at the Lakers' schedule going forward, because I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, after they take on the Warriors on Saturday night, of course, which will be on ABC, a nationally televised game, more than likely without Steph Curry, should be an easy victory for the Lakers. These 2 games should be challenging for them because the Lakers' biggest problem have been on the perimeter as far as perimeter defense. Teams like Sacramento Kings let De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk have their way with you, both on the interior and on the perimeter, as these guards were able to get into the paint. De'Aaron Fox finished time in and time out again. We'll see if the Lakers can do anything about that tomorrow. I haven't watched film. They got something more recent on film of what they can do when they take on the Sacramento Kings. But after they take on the Warriors, I think the Lakers can win both of these games, especially if Anthony Davis shows up and has the heart that he needs to have taking on Sabonis, because Sabonis has had his way with Anthony Davis. I want to say Anthony Davis is 0-8 against Sabonis in his career. I might be mistaken, but I think I saw that somewhere. Sabonis leads the league in triple doubles. So we saw what he was able to do against the Lakers on last week. His quiet is kept the way he does it, with great court vision for Sabonis. Anthony Davis needs to get physical with him, maybe get him in foul trouble and just go hard in the paint. But after that, the Lakers' schedule softened up just a tad as they make an Eastern Conference road trip, taking, first the Hawks come to them and the 76ers come to them. So the Hawks should be a winnable game. I think Trae Young has been nicked up. I'm not sure. 76ers come to them. We all know they are without Joel Embiid. Pacers come to them. We saw what the Lakers did to the Pacers in the in-season tournament. The Pacers, I'm sure, will be a formidable opponent. But at the end of the day, after that, the Lakers finally go on the road at the end of March, going to Milwaukee. They just beat Milwaukee without LeBron James. So I'll be interested to see how the Lakers go up against Milwaukee in Milwaukee, going on the road against a crowd like that. I think would be a great test to the Lakers. And then after the Bucks, they go to the Grizzlies. Then, of course, they go to the Nets and the Raptors. So I think that will be of course, they go to the Pacers. I started to say it's just a misprint, but I forgot the in-season tournament game was the championship game. So technically wasn't a regular season game and doesn't count statistically, which is crazy. But anyway, then they're at the Pacers, then they're at the Nets, then they're at the Raptors, then they're at the Wizards. So you're talking about a road trip of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. But out of those 6 games, I think they're winnable. They already proven they can beat the Bucks. That'll be a good measuring stick. Grizzlies should be an easily winnable game with all the injuries they're dealing with. The Pacers, winnable. Nets, winnable. Raptors, very winnable. Wizards, winnable. So in that stretch of games, the Lakers should go maybe 5-0, maybe 5-1 if you say a loss to the Bucks. But at the end of the day, then they had Timberwolves and Warriors coming back, and they finished the season versus the Grizzlies in what could be a very important game against the Pelicans. Who knows, for that 5th or 6th seed. And as we know, the Lakers have a 2-game-to-1 advantage over the Pelicans. That could be a very important game at the end of the season, but we shall see. Tomorrow, we're going to have a full breakdown of the game going against Sacramento. Didn't do too much of a recap on the game from the other night, as we all know, just because, you know, it's just a couple of days out, so I didn't want to recap that. LeBron James did have a very quiet game. I say quiet, but he had 29 points. A quiet 29 points, but he made them very impactful. But he got more impactful as far as being able to assist the ball. 29, 9, and 8 for LeBron during that game. Anthony Davis, 27 and 25. And then if you look at all these starters, once again, in double figures, Rui, 15, LeBron, 29, Anthony Davis, 27, Austin Reeves, 19, and D'Angelo Russell with 13. D'Angelo Russell, I like to see more aggressive. I know when LeBron is out, he is very aggressive. I think he can still do the same thing. I know LeBron James, they say he can't play off the ball, but ring, news flash, people, LeBron James is 19th in the league out of people who's taken at least 200 attempts at catch and shoot shots. So that is off the ball at catch and shoot, and he's 19th in the league in making of catch and shoot shots. So something to think about. But at the end of the day, if you haven't done so already, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. And as always, this is your boy B New. I'm saying right on to the real, and much love to the haters. I'm out.